Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far and welcome to today's video where I'm going to be sharing the best of the best cream and liquid products that I found in a whole year of trying. We're going to be covering cream and liquid eyeshadows, cream and liquid bronzers, blushes and highlights, my top 3 in every one of those categories. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so if you don't know or you're new to my channel, first of all, welcome. Thank you for joining. Second of all, I set myself makeup resolutions every year. And in 2022, one of the resolutions I set myself was to try more cream and liquid products. As a recovering cream hater, liquid repeller, not a fan of any of those products, I wanted to challenge myself, push myself to broaden my horizons, try more products, be more helpful review-wise, because a lot of you guys who watch my channel really love cream and liquid products. So it's not very helpful that I am not really using them, not really featuring them or reviewing them on my channel. So I wanted to be more helpful, but I also really want to love creams and liquids. I want to get on board with them. I've just never really found them as easy to work with as powders. So that was my goal for 2022. So because of that goal, I tried a lot of cream and liquid products last year. So I thought it would be helpful to do a bit of a roundup, a bit of a summary, and share like the top 3 in each category that I've found in a year and longer, because some of these I found prior to last year, but they just still stood out as some great cream products. I'm looking for products that are easy to work with, that wear well, that give a gorgeous natural skin-like finish. The most important thing to me is that I can use the product easily and it doesn't pick up foundation or base or move around or fight with other products. That's kind of the key to what I was looking for. All of these products are going in no particular order. I haven't ranked these. They're just like the 3 best eyeshadow, blushes, bronzers, etc. that I found. So let's get started with eyeshadows first. So first up we have Lisa Eldridge's liquid Lurex formula, and this is my favorite shade, Emily. It's just the prettiest color, very easy to wear, very wearable, perfect for like everyday makeup. And I find these eyeshadows just so easy to use. I love that doe foot that comes inside the product, that you just literally swipe this on and it really takes minimal blending. They don't crease at all and it just has the perfect amount of pigment. I really feel like with creams and liquids, you don't want to be building them or disaster will strike. That's when they start to cake up or flake, or especially with eyeshadows, cause creasing. So I love that the pigmentation and the shine that you want is right there off the bat. There's no need to build, there's no need to like tap over with extra product or do much work at all. They're very easy to work with and they have the most beautiful high shine reflective finish, and I just find them very easy going, easy to travel with, easy to pack because they're a nice tiny size. I love everything about these. They are the most beautiful liquid shadows with a very nice impactful finish. Next up we have the Chanel liquid eyeshadows, the newest formula to me. This is the Ombre Premiere Laque and I have the shade 22 Rayon. Now this is a much softer, more understated, muted finish for a liquid eyeshadow. There's definitely not as much shimmer and shine and just impact off the bat as there is with the Lisa Eldridge shadows. So these are really like for a softer look, for something, you know, very daytime, very soft, very subtle and understated and very pretty. I find again these are so easy to work with. They don't crease, they don't move around throughout the day, no flaking, nothing like that, but they are really thin, nice, light texture. So it feels very light on the lid, but it also looks very subtle and soft in comparison to some of these. I feel like there's a tendency with liquid eyeshadows to assume that they have to be metallic and really glittery and shimmery and sparkly, because that's kind of where we came from in the old days with the Stila. That was kind of the OG and what everyone kind of thinks of originally as a liquid eyeshadow. These, I feel like they just have a softer, more subtle vibe to them. Yes, they have some sparkle and shimmer, but it's not like super in your face impactful. It is a little quieter and softer and just has such a pretty finish to it. And the third product for the eyeshadow category is the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerise. And don't get it mixed up, these are the original shimmer finish eyeshadows. I don't like the matte Eyes to Mesmerise, but the shimmer finish Eyes to Mesmerise are just beautiful. In particular, this shade, which is Sunlit Glow. It's just stunning. This is the eyeshadow I have on right now as well. I find them very easy to work with. I find them very buildable and they wear incredibly well. And these are just so pretty. This shade in particular has that duochrome finish, it kind of like pink to peachy shift, and it literally looks like a sunset on your eyes. It's just so beautiful and really quite unique for a cream shadow as far as the color. So beautiful, the perfect amount of shimmer and reflection without it being so sparkly that it's exaggerating the texture on your lids. I just think this is the most beautiful cream shadow. Obviously the other two shadows that we spoke about are liquids. This is the only cream to make the cut. It is a sort of wetter, thicker cream, but I don't find it hard to work with, and I find it really easy to build it as well and blend it and use it under the lower lash line as well. A really beautiful formula. So moving on to bronzers, and first up we have the Charlotte Tilbury contour one. This is in the medium deep shade. I also had the light medium originally and I love them both. Now obviously technically these are contours, or they're called contour ones, however they aren't super cool. They're more of like a neutral undertone, so absolutely usable as a bronzer, and I just love these ones. This one being the deeper shade takes a little bit more time for me to blend because it is really dark on my skin tone, but I kind of find that the light medium one is almost then too light. I feel like we need a middle shade in this formula because it's such a beautiful formula. The light medium one blends in about 2 seconds, but it almost blends away, so there's really very little effect on the skin, whereas this one just takes a few more seconds, still very easy, never leaves me with a harsh line, but the color is still there when I've finished blending. So I do prefer this shade for me, and it has that more almost reddish undertone to it, which I find really natural for my skin tone because it is the shade that my body goes when it gets some sun. It has that hits that red undertone. So I really like how natural the color of this one is, and it's so easy to use with that wand where you just literally paint it on in exactly where you want it and then just push it into the skin, and it's so easy to use and has such a beautiful natural finish to it. Next up, one that really surprised me is the Nars Laguna Bronzing Cream. This is the shade 2, which is original shade of Laguna. There are like I think 4 or 5 shades of this, in all called Laguna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is a little confusing, but this is such an easy bronzing cream to work with. It's a lighter, thinner and less pigmented bronzer in comparison to the others in this category that I love, and in comparison to lots of cream bronzers. A lot of cream products give you a lot of pigmentation and colour off the bat. This one is much more subtle and soft, and therefore it's really not intimidating to use, because instead of kind of a lot of product laying down initially like the Charlotte Tilbury wand, you're going to need to build this up because it is sheerer and less intense as far as the amount of pigmentation and opacity that it gives you. And I love that, because for someone who's nervous and wary of creams, it just gives me that little bit of comfort that I know I'm not going to go in and struggle to blend it out. It blends effortlessly into the skin. It's so natural, and the colour of this particular shade is so natural. It's not too warm, it's not too cool. It just literally looks like the most natural sun-kissed effect on the skin. Again, the finish is so natural, very skin-like, and because it has that sheerer amount of colour, perfect for like no makeup days. You just want to do a bit of tinted moisturiser and a bit of this cream bronzer. gorgeous. And lastly, in the bronzer category, the Charlotte Tilbury cream bronzer. I think the most recent launch of these three, and this one like really changed the game for me. I was really excited to try this because, as you may have noticed, Charlotte Tilbury, when it comes to creams and liquids, is probably my favorite brand. There's a lot of Charlotte Tilbury products in this video, and there's a good reason for that. I just get on so well with Charlotte Tilbury's cream and liquid formulas. They were one of the only brands where prior to last year I had found cream and liquid products that I liked. Last year I really pushed myself to try like the best of the best, and a lot of recommendations from you guys and other creators. But Charlotte Tilbury, I never struggled with their cream and liquid products. They were one of the only brands where I always kind of got along with them well. So I was very excited when these launched because I hoped these were going to be a replacement to the original Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel, which I haven't included here because it's discontinued, and the reformulated version is just not as good in my opinion. But this one is beautiful, so easy to work with. What I love about this bronzer, other than how easy it is to just press into the skin, very little work, very little blending, this one wears incredibly well. It sets down almost a like cream to powder formula, and therefore nothing is going to budge or move. It's very easy to apply products over the top of it without having any problems. It never picks anything up. It's just got the perfect amount of pigmentation with a very natural satin finish that looks gorgeous on the skin. This was like the first game-changing cream product from last year, from my little experiment and my little challenge last year. This was the first cream product that made it into my regular bronzer rotation, my top drawer, and really changed the game and made me look at creams differently, because I realized that actually some creams are just as good as some powders. So this was a revelation to me. Okay, so moving into highlighters, and again, kicking off with an amazing Charlotte Tilbury product. This is the Hollywood Flawless Filter, available in a whole variety of shades. I have the shade 4, and again, what I love about this is, one, it's so easy to just touch it into the skin. Barely blending at all. This is a very versatile product. Calling it, a liquid highlighter is perhaps not doing it justice, because it's a like liquid illuminator, glowing, priming product. It's got some beautiful qualities in there. It looks gorgeous all over the skin on a no makeup day. You can mix it with foundation, you can put it under foundation, or just use it as a highlighter. Definitely the most understated, subtle of the 3 highlighters that I've included, because it is more of a glow booster. But if you want something that's super natural, or you want to give yourself a bit of a glow all over the skin, this is absolutely gorgeous for that lit from within, Victoria's Secret model, I woke up like this glow. Also can use it all over the body, and it's just really versatile. So a beautiful, gorgeous product that is, usable and beautiful in lots of different ways. Next up, a very new one to me is the Westman Atelier Peau de Sante highlighter. This is again a solid, a cream product versus the Charlotte Tilbury, which is a liquid. This is very subtle and understated, very easy to work with, but just gives the most gorgeous kiss of luminosity to the skin. This shade in particular, if you have a lighter or fairer skin tone, will also give you the hint of like a peachy color to the cheeks, so it can kind of be a bit of a blushing highlighter. On me, it doesn't really give me much color in winter, and in summer it doesn't give me any color at all. It's just a highlighter, but it is just so beautiful and smooth and easy to work with, and just an absolute delight. And finally, another product from Charlotte Tilbury in the highlighter category, her Beauty Light Ones. This is the Pillow Talk shade, and depending on which shade you choose, you can have one that will work as a blush or one that will just be a more traditional highlighter depending on your skin tone. My favorite shade is Pillow Talk, and it is just so beautiful. Again, I find this so easy to use. You just literally a couple of taps and this is melting into the skin, and it just has the most gorgeous wet looking luminosity to it without being too metallic, without leaving a cast. It melts into the skin very naturally and it really doesn't enhance texture. It really gives you that glass skin effect. Absolutely gorgeous. It just makes your skin look glossy and so beautiful. I really love the finish of this one, and it also is just so easy to use and you need the tiniest amount. Gorgeous. You can't go wrong with the Charlotte Tilbury wands, I'll tell you. And moving into the blush category, we have another Charlotte Tilbury wand, and this time it is the new matte Beauty blush ones that I really did not expect to like these, given that they were a wand, that they were a liquid blush, and that they were going to be matte. I really did not think I would like these, but they are just so idiot proof. They're so easy to use and they're so versatile as far as skin tone, as far as the amount of payoff that you can get. Very easy to control, very easy to build or use very lightly. They blend themselves and they have such a beautiful soft focus, smooth, natural finish. These are definitely not flat matte. They're like a natural sort of satin finish, somewhere in between matte and luminosity. Definitely no shimmer or glow, but a little bit of life and luminosity to the finish. But these are like the easiest of the easiest cream or liquid products to use. You can just use the tiniest amount in your brush and it's going to take seconds to blend. You can build the colour up very easily, and a bit like Charlotte Tilbury's cream bronzer, these set down and they wear so well for a cream or liquid product. They are very easy to apply powders on top or underneath also without causing any issues, and they have some stunning shades, and because of that flexibility and how opaque and how pigmented that you want to use them, they are going to work across a lot of skin tones, which I really appreciate. These are beautiful. We need even more. We need more shades, even more. I will take more and more and more. Next up, we have a cream blush, and this is Kjaer Weis. This is one of the recommendations from you guys when I was talking about last year, saying that I want to try more creams and liquids. What do you recommend? This was a very popular choice from you guys, and with good reason. This is definitely, again, a more sheer to medium kind of amount of color, very easy to work with, and again, you can definitely build them up. And what I love about this is it has that typical cream finish. Like, the reason you want to use cream products is to get that glowy, fresh, healthy looking cheek that's very youthful and just very soft and pretty, and this gives you that beautifully. The other two blushes that I have mentioned already, are a little more of a natural finish, and this has quite a lot of glow and luminosity to the finish, which I absolutely love, but without becoming sticky or tricky to work with or picking up product. They're just the perfect balance, so you get that glowy, luminous cream cheek that looks so skin-like and healthy, but you don't have any of the problems that come with a wetter, stickier formula. It's very easy to use, very easy to blend and control, and just the most beautiful finish. And finally, one of my ultimate favorite products across any of these categories is the Westman Atelier blush stick. Again, a hugely popular recommendation when asking you guys, what creams and liquids do you recommend? What should I try? What's the best of the best? Literally, probably the most common answer was the Westman Atelier blush sticks, and you were not wrong. This is the shade Mimi. Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. The perfect everyday blush. Again, so easy to use, really not intimidating at all. A very natural blush on me. Needs quite a bit of building up, but doesn't cause me any issues when I do that. Doesn't move anything underneath, doesn't make anything cake up or make my foundation separate, any of those troubles that I typically have with a lot of cream products, especially when building. Such a natural finish on the skin. It's not super luminous and glowy, which I kind of wish it was. I kind of wish this had more luminosity like the Kjaer Weis, but it's very natural. The finish doesn't look like you've got necessarily product on. It's just a very skin-like natural finish. Very easy to work with. You need the tiniest amount of product. So I feel like the stick's going to last you a very long time, and it has that gorgeous luxury packaging that Westman Atelier are so good at. I really love this. It's perfect for like popping in your handbag. You can touch up. You could also use this very easily on the lips or even on the eyes. And it sets down so it doesn't start moving around. It doesn't fade or wear off very quickly and easily. So again, a really big winner for me in my little experiment last year when I found this one. I need more shades of this. I need more. Give me your recommendations. Okay, so there you have it. Those are all of the best cream and liquid products that I found in a solid year of trying as many as I possibly could. Please let me know what your recommendations are. What haven't I tried yet? What do you recommend? What are your thoughts on these that I've included here? Do you have any favorites that I haven't included that I might need to put on my list? Please let us know in the comment section down below. But I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and I would love to see you in the next one. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye 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 bye.